Most traders don't realize that picking the wrong Forex pairs is what's killing their profits. So I was stuck in a $620 losing streak until I changed my selection process and made $10,910 in 3 months. So I'm going to show you my exact beginner-friendly two-step system that I teach in my course for choosing profitable pairs without complicated tools or guesswork. And here I have 3 bowls representing the different markets you can trade. There's water in the first bowl, uncooked rice in the second bowl, and a banana in the third bowl. With the tool of my choosing, I'm going to try to drink water from the first bowl, and it's not working at all. All the water is falling off my fork. But if I switch to uncooked rice, I can get some grains on the fork, but again, most of it is falling out. And finally, we have the banana. This is super easy to grab. I just poke it and now I have access to this juicy banana to eat. Let's put some labels on these cups. The water could be some exotic currency pair like USD SEK. The rice could be Euro USD, the highest traded currency pair in the world. And finally, we have the banana, which I've labeled USD Japanese yen. The problem is, how do we know which market is best for our tool? To answer that question, I went and spent a month analyzing 29,311 strategies. So let me walk you through the experiment so you can understand exactly how it was performed. First, I took quality M1 data from Duskoscopy from 2009 till 2025, and I used a software called Strategy Quant to create these strategies for me. With the data that we have, we take 2 years of it and we use it to generate and build our strategies. The strategies do need to be profitable in the build step. Then we move on to the next 2 years of data, and here we retest the strategy. If it fails, we throw it out. If it is still profitable, then we move on to live trading. And we repeat this process all over again. So we jump by 1 year, we use 2 years for the build, and then we take those strategies and we retest them on another 2 years of data and then trade them for live trading for 1 year. The results of this simulated live trading is what you see in this video. All these green bits, just as if we had been trading all these strategies for the past few years. So we have 29,311 strategies, 30 symbols, and 13 years of live trades to look at. All strategies have reasonable spread, slippage, swaps, and commissions. Okay, let's break down these 29,000 strategies into the different currency pairs. And you can see that in this chart, which is sorted by currency pair, and then I'm here counting the number of strategies. You can see clearly the one with the most strategies is USD Japanese yen with 1,825 strategies. Now, all these currencies had the same opportunity. Strategy Quant ran for a full month on my PC to find strategies for all 30 symbols. You can see in this chart, the USD Japanese yen pairs had the most strategies that were profitable in both the build and the retest step. What this means is this currency is the easiest currency to find an edge in. The next easiest currency is the pound Japanese yen pair, and we can already see that there is a trend here. Both of these have Japanese yen pairs in their second currency. Compare that to the very, very bottom of the list where we've got the Aussie CAD. So even though it had a whole month, it only found 628 potential strategies. What about the most traded currency of all time, the Euro USD? And here it is 5th on the list of the easiest strategies to find. So if you're a total beginner and don't know where to start to try to find a profitable trading strategy, use a currency higher in the list, because the ones at the bottom means you're going to have a harder time. But there's more to it than just how easy it is to find a strategy. It also needs to be profitable. When I tested these 29,000 strategies on simulated trading, 33% of them were profitable. I was honestly surprised at how high this percentage was. I was expecting around 5 to 10% profitability because the way I built them is not that good. all I did was use 2 years of data for the build process, 2 years of data for the out of sample, and then I traded them live. There is not much else to this workflow. There's no other robustness tests like Monte Carlo, but it's great to see that even with a poorly designed workflow, you will still produce profitable strategies 33% of the time. Right now, we have the easiest currency pair to trade, the USD Japanese yen pair, but how profitable is it? So I found 43% of these strategies made profits. Some made more profits than others, some have nice equity lines, and some are a bit jagged before eventually finding profits. We've got the chart again. Now I've added a little green and orange bar, and the green represents how many strategies per currency were profitable. So I mentioned before 43% in USD Japanese yen. Let's go all the way to the bottom of the list. And I can see one of the worst performers is the Euro New Zealand. So only 22% of all new Euro New Zealand strategies were profitable. Not only is the Euro New Zealand a hard currency to find an edge in, but when we do find an edge, they didn't make that much money and only 22% were profitable. I've just given you a whole bunch of numbers, 43%, 22%. It can be a bit confusing, but let me break it down so it's super crystal clear even for beginners. The currencies at the top of this list, like the USD Japanese yen pair, they are easier for beginners to find a trading edge, whereas the currencies that are further down the list, they are much harder currencies to find an edge and make profits from your trading. And then next you want to choose a currency that has a high strategy percentage success rate. And my students love this approach of using data to make their decisions instead of just guesswork. And once you've mastered one currency, you can move on to the next currency. That's the exact process I took when I created this account. You can see the first few months were a little bit shaky because I started off with the easiest currency pair, and then when I added more and more strategies and more currency pairs, the equity chart starts getting much smoother. Today, I've got a portfolio of different currencies trading on this one account. You can see we've got gold, Aussie CAD, pound Swiss franc, and of course, the USD JPY pair. Now that you know the best currency to start off with as a total beginner, the next problem is creating a workflow that produces more profitable strategies. And that's exactly what I show you in this video right here. It will give you the exact robustness tests that you need to perform to improve the profitability of your strategy.